Hello, welcome back to the breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you are watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got a breaking news report coming out from Ukraine and a huge security alert that I'd like to share with you. Take a look at your screen here. U.S. Embassy in Kyiv warns of a significant air attack possible within days. The embassy in Kyiv says it has received information concerning a potentially significant air attack that may occur at any time over the next several days. Citizens should be prepared to immediately shelter. So, the timing of this security alert coming out today, it's very interesting because it's literally just starting to break right after the Moscow parade in Russia is ending. And we heard recently that Russia was calling on Ukraine to agree to a 3 day ceasefire. So that way, this Moscow parade would not be attacked. And Ukraine said, no, we will not agree to that. We want a 30 day ceasefire. And Russia has not agreed to that as well. And we did have some attacks taking place inside of the Belgorod region today. But as far as I know, no attacks on the actual parade. As we heard just a few days ago as well, out of the Kremlin, we had Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesman, stating that if the parade were to be attacked in any way, Russia would respond in kind, most likely launching some sort of massive attack onto Ukraine, similar to this message that's being released from the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv. So we also had a few reports just a couple days ago that the Russians could potentially fire an Oreshnik medium-range ballistic missile into Kyiv. And I let you guys know that that information wasn't really being picked up by mainstream news, so I was wondering if maybe that was some sort of Russian propaganda. But we'll talk about that today and maybe some of the outcomes here that could happen if Russia decides to launch an attack onto Ukraine and what the reason might be. So let's jump into this. We're going to hop in over here to the U.S. Embassy of Ukraine's website. And it says here, security alerts, U.S. Embassy Kyiv, Ukraine, and the date is May 9th, 2025. And it says here, event, the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv has received information concerning a potentially significant air attack that may occur at any time over the next several days. The embassy, as always, recommends U.S. citizens be prepared to immediately shelter in the event an air alert is announced. And it says here, actions to take. Identify shelter locations in advance of any air alert. Download a reliable air alert app to your mobile phone, such as Air Raid Siren or Alarm Map. Immediately take shelter if an air alert is announced. Monitor local media for updates. Keep reserves of water, food, and medication. Follow the directions of Ukrainian officials and first responders in the event of an emergency, and review what the Department of State can and cannot do in a crisis. Okay, so looks like a pretty serious situation here, and I really wonder what type of information the U.S. Embassy has received here. You guys can let me know what you think down below. But real quick, I want to show you guys something else that actually came out a couple days ago regarding this whole Oreshnik medium-range ballistic missile launch that could be coming soon. So take a look at this from the new voice of Ukraine. Ukraine responds to Russian propaganda about alleged Oreshnik missile launch plans. You can see the dates here, May 7th, 2025. And it says right here, Russian propagandists on May 7th spread claims that Moscow was preparing to launch an Oreshnik ballistic missile at Kyiv. Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Counteracting Disinformation, of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, explained why such stories are circulating. According to Kovalenko, Russia is using scare tactics about the Oreshnik system to deter a possible Ukrainian strike on Moscow during the Victory Day holiday on May 9th. All these scare stories about Oreshnik carry a very simple message. Don't strike Moscow. We're afraid. We have Oreshnik, Kovalenko wrote on Telegram. So what he's talking about here is the warnings coming from the Kremlin telling Ukraine not to attack the parade. And again, as far as I know, I haven't seen any information indicating that Ukraine has attacked Moscow in any way. The only information I found this morning that I shared with you guys with our update video for the Russia-Ukraine war was that the Belgorod region was attacked by at least one drone striking a government building, and we had a train station that reportedly caught on fire, possibly due to a drone, but couldn't completely confirm that. So aside from that, attacks inside of Russia have been relatively quiet. So I don't think it's any kind of response to the Moscow parade being attacked. I'm thinking maybe, if anything, I wonder if it's Russia responding to Ukraine refusing to agree to a 3 day truce with Russia, that Russia effectively put into place here. But we heard just yesterday that the Russians were still attacking Ukraine repeatedly all along the front line, even though this truce was enacted. Okay, so just wanted to share this security alert with you guys. You guys can let me know what you think is going to happen here. Are we going to see some sort of Oreshnik medium range ballistic missile being fired into Ukraine once again? Or do you think there's going to be some sort of major missile and drone attack that's going to come onto Ukraine here in the next couple days? And why are they saying the next few days if Russia is agreeing to a 3-day truce? Well, that would put us all the way until I think the 11th. That Russia shouldn't launch any major attack onto Ukraine. So is it going to come after that, or what's going to happen? You guys can let me know what you think down in the comment section. But that's going to be it for today's update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. With that, hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless. And we'll see you in the next one.